सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षेतानन्यभावेन भूतेषु इत्वतद् आत्मताम्। सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षेतानन्यभावेन भूतेष्वैव तदात्मताम्. Word to word translation. Sarva Bhuteshu, in all manifestations, Cha and Atmanam, the soul, Sarva Bhutani, all manifestations, Cha also, Atmani, in the Supreme Spirit, Iksheta, he should see, Ananya Bhavena, with equal vision, Bhuteshu, in all manifestations, Iva, as Tad Atmatam, the nature of itself. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A yogi should see the same soul in all manifestations. For all that exists is a manifestation of different energies of the Supreme. In this way, the devotee should see all living entities without distinction. That is realization of the Supreme Soul. Purport. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, not only does the Supreme Soul enter each and every universe, but he enters even the atoms. The Supreme Soul is present everywhere in the dormant stage, and when one can see the presence of the Supreme Soul everywhere, one is liberated from material designations. The word Sarvabhuteshu is to be understood as follows. There are four different divisions of species: living entities which sprout from the earth, living entities born of fermentation or germination, living entities which come from eggs, and living entities which come from the embryo. These four divisions of living entities are expanded in 8.4 million species of life. A person who is freed from material designations can see the same quality of spirit present everywhere or in every manifested living entity. Less intelligent men think that plants and grass grow out of the earth automatically. But one who is actually intelligent and has realized the self can see that this growth is not automatic. The cause is the soul, and the forms come out in material bodies under different conditions. By fermentation in the laboratory, many germs are born, but this is due to the presence of the soul. The material scientist thinks that eggs are lifeless, but that is not a fact. From Vedic scripture, we can understand that living entities in different forms are generated under different conditions. Birds evolve from eggs, and beasts and human beings are born from the embryo. The perfect vision of the yogi or devotee is that he sees the presence of the living entity everywhere. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahkanaragnadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नित्य भगवान् व्रजेशतनया तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काची उपासना व्रजवदो वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेमापुमादो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभोर्मतमिति तत्रादरानापरा. Hare Krishna. Today we are again on a wonderful verse. This verse, uh, every verse is an amazing, very transformative. There is a real incidence in our lives as well. There is a special connection with this verse. Here in the purport, it is mentioned that there are four kinds of living entities that are emanating, that are evolving in different ways. One is from the embryo, one is from the germination, one is from the eggs, one is from the life. So, when we were preaching in our hometown, in Gopi Prabhuji's hometown, their relatives have a provisional store where they used to sell the eggs. They are very nice devotees. They are practicing everything. They even stopped onion garlic. They are chanting 16 rounds, everything. But it is their business, their livelihood. They have to sell the eggs. If they don't sell the eggs, they may lose the entire business, because the all villagers are so much addicted to this egg eating eggs. So they are so much worried. They are not able to give up this. But if they want to go to the further bhakti steps, they have to leave this selling of the eggs. Then, when we are searching what Srimad Bhagavata is saying about these eggs, then we found this verse. When we showed this purport, really it brought them realization and transformation. They could take the courageous step of stop selling. So, whenever we are sincerely endeavoring in this path, when we are trying to make efforts, even though it is challenging, even though it is difficult, at certain situations like this, when we are praying sincerely, Krishna will give the intelligence. So they stopped selling the eggs for 1 week, a month initially, and they doing it for 2 weeks, and then they did for 3 weeks, and they stopped for the all the 4 weeks. Then after few months, we asked them, are you still selling the eggs? No, Prabhuji, we stopped completely. How you are managing? Then Krishna will give the intelligence. They said that whenever the person come for asking the eggs, they say that, okay, we will give the eggs at the end. You tell the remaining list of items what you want. Then they used to sell, and they sell the remaining products, and for these eggs they will give back the money, and they'll ask them to buy in the next store. So that's how over a period of time people came to know that, okay, these people won't sell the eggs, so we can get everything else from them, but eggs they have to get. They stopped asking also from these people, but at the same time they did not lose the business. So Krishna, how nicely he gives the intelligence, he supports, he gives the encouragement or reciprocation. This is the evidence. So there is this is a nice verse. We can apply all these verses, whatever Srila Prabhupada is saying. We don't need to be scared. It is difficult. Maybe at the time of Prabhupada, maybe at the time of 5,000 years ago, it will work, not at present, not for the current situations. We don't need to think like that. But if we have anything that is obstructing our devotional path, if we take help of these purports and stick on to the purports and try to apply these purports, definitely we can have the transformation. We can feel the Krishna's presence in these purports. We can get that help. And this particular verse is सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते नान्य भावेन भूतेष्व इव तदात्मताम्. So what it is saying that here a yogi will see in all the living entities the Supreme Soul. So the same soul, as a part and parcel of Krishna. In that way, he will be connecting every living entity with Krishna without any distinction. So he will not discriminate, he will not be envious with any other living entities. He will not discriminate dogs, hogs, or the animals, or within the within the human beings, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas. He doesn't do any discrimination, but he rather give respect to all the living entities in a equal manner. But this verse comes in many places. In Bhagavad Gita also, we saw that Yomam Pashyat Sarvatra Sarvanchamai Pashyati Tasyaham na pranashyami sachme na pranashyate. So, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, whoever sees me everywhere and whoever sees everything in me, I am never lost to them and they are never lost. So that means whoever can have this vision of seeing the Supreme Soul in every living entity, in each and every person, Krishna will be with them. They will be attached to Krishna. So yesterday, in our day before yesterday class also, Hari means who takes away everything, all inauspicious things. So if we remember Hari in all the aspects, whether we gain something or when we lose something, always when we remember Krishna, we will be always with Krishna even after leaving these bodies. In the same way, here, if we can see Krishna everywhere, in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it is explained so nicely. Whoever Stavara Jangama deke na deke tara muti sarvatra nija hai ishta deva spurti. Stavara Jangame na deke deke. So stavara means very non-moving or moving objects, living things, non-living things, any. There are so many kinds of 8.4 million species of living entities. If we can see Krishna everywhere, a devotee, he will be a pure devotee. A pure devotee have that equal vision in all living entities. Like that, even in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, second chapter 45th verse also it is mentioned. A pure devotee always have this vision, and in that verse Krishna said that if one is constantly engaged in that vision, he will be very advanced. Tam didrikshadikaya. So Krishna, he is considered as a Uttamadhikari. So we should develop that kind of vision. Suppose when in my personal experience, I don't like someone taking care of dogs, because why they are wasting life. They are meditating upon these dogs so much from morning till night, cleaning them, even always carrying not only the dog outside, they have to carry the poop also in western countries. How the human life is so precious, not to carry the poop with these precious hands. It's to serve the Supreme Lord. So, by this vision, by this thinking attitude, I used to think very low of these dogs. But when I'm continuously reading this Srimad Bhagavatam every day, then I understood that this is my envious nature to the dogs. I'm not supposed to be hatred towards the dogs like this. Otherwise, I will develop. Then I started feeling compassion. See, compassion on both the person who is carrying the dogs and maintaining them and cleaning them and carrying the poop. Better how these living entities, these dogs also should take a higher birth. How nice it will be if they. Uh, I am at least trying to get rid of my hatred attitude towards these dogs. But there is a lot of preaching scope so that we can give enlightenment all these persons. Okay, Srila Prabhupada always says that don't serve the dogs, serve the God. Otherwise, we will become the dog with that meditation, which is not at all favorable. Because this human form of life, Durlabham Manusha Janma, after crossing this 8.4 million species of lives, we are getting this rarest opportunity of human life. So if we can make them realize these souls somehow or other, that is a wonderful opportunity. Uh, yeah, in this verse also, it is said that 11.2.45. There is a analogy given here in this 11th canto. We should have a vision of seeing Krishna everywhere like a lusty man. Suppose a lusty man is there. He has lot of spiritual appetite, sexual appetite. So what he will have, whomever he sees, he will develop that lusty desires. Though any woman, even of motherly age, even of any person, no discrimination, he will have that lusty desires, lusty desires. But if you transform that lusty desires into a loving attitude towards Krishna, if we can develop, we can also see Krishna everywhere. Whomever we see, we can remember Krishna. That is the meaning of this Tavar Jangama Shloka also. A pure devotee, he will not see the creation, whereas he sees the creator. He will connect everything. Even he sees a bird, even he sees a animal, even he sees a tree, he sees a grass, everywhere. Srila Prabhupada used to exhibit this kind of amazing vision whenever he goes to the morning walks. He sees the bird, when he sees the cloud, when he sees the grass also. He used to ask his disciples, if you see that plant, what do you remember? They will say that. Then he says that if he sees a bird also, see how amazing Krishna's creation is. A man, if he creates a flight, after some time he has to come down to get the fuel. But these birds, millions of miles, though they are swimming to be very small, with a little fuel they are traveling unlimited number of miles. So that is Krishna's amazing creation. Like that, if he sees the cloud, he will remember Krishna. If he sees the sound vibration, he still remembers Krishna's flute. Like that. Atmavan manyate jagat. Whatever we have that quality, we can, it will be spread everywhere. He will think in that attitude only. A lusty man thinks of women everywhere, thinks of his desires, whatever he sees. But in the same way, a Krishna conscious person can see Krishna everywhere. Atmavan manyate jagat. Like that. But impersonalists does not agree with this conception. They don't feel that Krishna's creation is like this. They will have their own conception. But this is the proper attitude. Whatever we see, we should be able to relate to Krishna. This is the higher bhava stage. In that bhava stage, we can develop this attitude of seeing Krishna everywhere. And one time, His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj asked a wonderful question to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, uh, you are saying that if we see Krishna everywhere, either animals or we will never be lost. We can always be in connected with Krishna. A pure devotee, an advanced devotee will develop this kind of vision. But at the same time, we saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sikshastaka prayers, Mama, what's that? Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrushayitam sunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahenamai. So out of separation from this Govinda, Yugaitam Nimeshena, Even a minute, a second is becoming becoming yuga of time. Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam. Whole world is becoming so vacant. Everywhere I'm feeling nothing. Sunya. Yugaitam Nimeshana Chaksha Pragrashaitam Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahiname. So I am not able to tolerate separation from you. How can we understand whether we should adopt the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like every minute we should feel separation from Krishna, or with this verse, whether we have to be associate with Krishna, remembering Krishna all the time? Then Srila Prabhupada said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mood is very advanced. We cannot, means he said that, I'll repeat the words as it is. Mm, no. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada said that yes, he is playing how you can become mad without seeing Krishna. That is higher stage. It cannot be explained. But when you gradually go higher, you will understand. So we can, in at the present stage, we cannot imitate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We cannot feel that I am also feeling separation from Krishna. Let me cry like the gopis. We cannot imitate like that. Whereas at the current stage, we should see Krishna everywhere. We should try to remember Krishna everywhere. So when we are developing that attitude of presence of Krishna, so at one point we can also enter into this Vipralamba Bhava. We can miss Krishna. We can see, we can feel the Krishna separation, Krishna's presence, Krishna's association. So that we will come at a higher stage, at the later stages. But at the present, we should always see Krishna. Even we, when we have miseries, we should feel Krishna. Even in fact, today's quote is also Srila Prabhupada's daily quote is also the same. We should always see the Krishna's mercy. In Srimad Bhagavatam also 10th canto there is a wonderful verse. Tattenu kampa sushumikshmano bhunjanu evatmakrutam vipakam tadvak vipurvir vidatam namaste jivena ye mukta pade sadaya bhak jivena ye mukta pade sadaya bhak tattenu kampa susumikshamano. So sometimes we'll have lot of depression, lot of calamities, lot of challenging situations. Susumikshamana bhunjana evatma krutam vipakam. So vipakam means lot of miseries. Uh, if we in that situation also, every situation, if we feel that Krishna's mercy, if we feel Krishna's mercy, if we can feel Krishna presence, that is for my good only, to develop my attachment towards Krishna, or to get rid of my attachments to all these materialistic objects. So Krishna is showing his mercy in a different way. Even a devotee will pray that definitely it is your mercy, Krishna, but give me intelligence to understand your mercy, or give me the tolerance to go through this situation, understanding your mercy without any making any offenses towards you or your devotees. Like that, sincere devotee prayers will be. When we develop that attitude, that is the stage we can realize ourselves that we are in the stage of liberation. That is the stage of liberation. If we can develop that attitude, that makes us understand that we are on the platform of liberation. That is, we are in the progressive path. That is the perfect path of our realizations. So like Kunti Maharani, Even though how much ever tribulations she is undergoing through, she never loses her faith on Krishna. She never loses her, she always get a hold of Krishna's lotus feet. Like that, she always, in every situation, she could see Krishna's mercy. So, like that, even when we see any person like this, we cannot have any ill feeling upon anyone. And we always be in a healthy relation with any devotee, even though their uh, dealings with us or our dealings, their treatment with us is not sometimes very pleasing, but still we can have that healthy attitude. Maybe this is my fault. If suppose in outside world, in the materialistic world, if a office manager is shouting at us, maybe because of the three modes of material nature influence, he is behaving like that. Otherwise, he is a wonderful personality. Within him also Krishna is residing as the super soul. That stability we can maintain, and we will never develop any grudge upon anyone. Rather, by developing this attitude, there are spiritual benefits but also material benefits. How? Because our emotions, our health, our blood pressure will not increase. We can have a peaceful mentality, which is very good for our healthy living, and we can increase our lifespan also with this, by developing this attitude. How? Because our mind is the main reason to spoil our health, because our mental agitations will disturb our blood pressure, cholesterol, everything. So if we can have this stabilized attitude, we can have a healthy living. Our consciousness will be very pure, very healthy. In that way, we can do good chanting, better sadhana, and we can focus. Otherwise, if our mind is so much distracting about inferior things, we cannot focus on our chanting. Our mind will drag away, will take us away from our chanting, and it will make us remind so many inferior things. Rather, if we can develop, we can see Krishna's mercy and maintain this humble attitude, stabilized attitude, we can practice more our productivity in terms of spirituality and material is also very nice, wonderful. Okay, if you with this we will end the session. If you have any one or two questions, you may ask, or we will end the session with Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Let's offer our humble prayers to the Narsim Bhagwan. Jai Narsimha, Shri Narsimha, Jai Narsimha, Prahladesha, Jaya Padmukha,
Mukha Bringam,
Ukram Veeram
Viram,
Ugraveeram,
Sarvatomukha,
Tomukha,
Narasimham Vishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamiham. Narsim Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad
Jai,
Maharaj ki jai. Let's offer our
Jai.
humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas by saying Vancha
Pancha
Kalpatarusya Kripa
Kalpataru,
Sindhudevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Patitanam
Vaishnavebhyo
Pavanebhyo,
Namo
Vaishnavebhyo,
Vaishnav
Namo
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai,
Jai,
Grandhara Srimad
Jai,
Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila
Jai,
Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur
Jai.
Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful
Thank
class.
you,
Thank you, Hari.
everybody. Hari Bol. Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Thank
you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you.